Okay, so today I was sent in this huge box from a company called Deebot. Deebot. Does that give you any clues what it could be? Well, it's obviously something robotic, so it's a household appliance, I'll give you that. And you probably guessed already what it is because of the thumbnail and title. It's a robot vacuum. Now apparently this robot vacuum is one of the top of the line ones. This is a really, really good one. So I'm excited to bust it open and actually check out how well it cleans. Because I had a robotic vacuum, and although it did work, it didn't actually vacuum very well. It was extremely weak, but it was a very cheap one. So, you know, let's see what this bad boy can do. Reviews on this, by the way, are absolutely fantastic. So I'm very excited because, let's be honest, anything that can take away the chore of vacuuming is definitely a good product in my book. So let's crack it open. Here it is, the Deebot. Now this is the first time. Oh, look at that. That looks decent. Look at that. It's definitely got weight to it, but that looks decent. Really nicely boxed up. What's it say on the side here? Smart Navi 3.0 technology, laser mapping and navigation for a complete clean. Smart Navi, oh, that's just the same thing in different languages. Ozmo mopping technologies, vacuums and mops in one go. Oh my god, it mops. Alright, so on the back of the box, you can map out your home, customize your cleaning. Using Smart Navi 3.0, you can map, customize all areas in your house for cleaning. Deebot also includes multi-floor mapping that enables cleaning on all floors. Really cool. Make your mop and broom jealous. I like that. Through innovative pressure retention and Ozmo mopping technology, Deebot efficiently cleans your home by vacuuming and mopping simultaneously. Wow! Move freely through your home. Deebot's robust design helps it cross obstacles up to 20 millimeters with a height of 93 millimeters. Deebot can easily clean hard to reach areas in your home. This sounds a bit too good to be true. It also works with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, and it has its own app on the App Store and Google Play. This is a serious bit of kit. All right, let's open it up. Let's break this seal. Look at that packaging. Really nice, all foamed out. Here's the actual vacuum itself. Let's put it to the side. Get like mop heads. Wow. Oh wow. Holy moly. You get a lot of stuff in there. All right, let's take all of this stuff out of the box. First, let's see what all these boxes are. Let's open up this box. So, what do we get? Some kind of pads. Okay, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pads. I'm not entirely sure what these pads are for yet. Whether that's for mopping. I'm assuming this is more likely for the mop. This is definitely a typical mopping type thing. Let's see what's in here. Accessories pack. Right, you get the quick start guides in here. You get something else in here. There's so many different pieces. And another box. These little things. There is a lot of stuff to unbox here, so I'm just going to have to, unfortunately, throw some of these boxes down on the ground. I'll clear it up later. Battery pack. Take all these pieces out so we can see exactly, that's a filter. Now I do have to mention this company did send me this vacuum for free, but again I'm not being paid to make this review, so it is still my honest opinion. But I've been very excited to review this bad boy. So let's actually look at the product itself. So here are the wheels, and the rubberized wheels, so good grip. You've got another wheel here. Oh, I gotta say, it is built with extremely high quality design. This isn't like a cheap one that I had before. This is insane. Like, I don't even know what half this stuff does. All right, let's peel back. Oh my, jeez, that's so much. Oh wow. Holy moly. This is absolutely insane. I gotta say, let's take all of this. Oh, it's got these big rubberized wheels as well, so I can actually see it going over stuff. It won't get stuck on small little bits. It can actually off-road. Look at that. Look at that ground clearance it has. That's some serious ground clearance. Do you know what I mean? It can actually off-road. And even the movement. Very, very nice. Very, very, very nice. I think... Oh, wow. Look how I can turn around. Oh. And even the bumpers. Really nice. It's got... Guys, I'm blown away by how good the design is. You know me. When I do my videos, I'm always talking about how great something is designed. You know, I love nicely designed things. Just look at that. I don't even want to touch it because it's so nice. I don't want to make it dirty. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the camera, we're gonna go downstairs, and we're gonna actually give it a bit of movement and free reign, because let's be honest, we can't do a test in this little desk here. So let's bring it downstairs. We'll attach all the pieces, add the filters, all that stuff, and let's actually, I'm excited. All right, let's do it. Guys, the company Deebot has given my subscribers a coupon code that can be used on Amazon. Now the code is all567OFF, and the code is valid from the 10th of October to the 10th of November. And you'll be saving over £100 with this code. Now, it will be the same price as on Prime Day, but with this code, you can get it earlier at a massive discount. So go ahead, check out my review of the Deebot, see how awesome it is, and if you want one, use the code down below on screen for a huge saving. All you got to do is visit the link in the description, which will take you to the Amazon page. Add the Deebot to your cart, continue with checkout, and punch in the coupon code. Anyway, back to the video. Okay, so I've set up the Deebot vacuum, Deebot Ozmo 920 series vacuum. Now all I had to do in order to set it up was quite simply connect it to its charging station and let it run once. Now, and also connect it to Wi-Fi, etc. But that's all very simple and easy to do. Now, when it first runs, what it has a laser on the top. Now, this laser is capable of basically doing like a 360 scan of all the walls and hard objects within your house. So any furniture that is, solid on the ground and won't move, it will recognize that, the walls, etc. And it will basically create a map of your whole house floor plan. And it will therefore know exactly where it is, where it can't vacuum, where the walls are, and it's incredibly smart. So what I'm actually going to do is show you that plan on the app here. So I'm going to screen record the actual app. Okay, so here we are. This is the Deebot Ozmo 920 vacuum app. And as you can see, this is the map that it created of the downstairs of my house. So here you can see the little blue dot, that's where it's charging right now. It's sleeping, it's got full battery. And you can also see these red zones. So what are these red zones? Well, these red zones are, so the red zone at the top, the thin rectangle, that's where my router is, and there's a lot of cables and wires, and I don't want it, sucking up any cables and causing a bit of havoc. So I created that area as a no vacuum area, a virtual boundary. So it knows not to go near that area, basically. That's a virtual boundary, it won't go there. I also created another virtual boundary in the kitchen where the breakfast bar is, and the reason I did that was because there are a lot of stools there, there's a lot of chairs and things like that, and it just creates, although it will try to get around it, it can be a bit difficult because there's not much space. And so I just said, you know what, make it easy, just don't vacuum in that area. So I created two virtual boundaries. But what it can also do, which is incredibly smart, is it can also, because it has vacuuming and mopping. Now say you have a hard floor, of course you want to mop and vacuum on the hard floor, that's fine. But say you have now a carpet or rug in your living room, You don't want it to mop your carpet or rug, that would be ridiculous. It can actually recognize the difference between the floor surfaces. It can recognize hard floor and it can recognize carpet. And you don't even have to tell it that, it recognizes it automatically. So if it's in mopping mode, it won't go in the carpet, which is absolutely incredible. So the only hard part is, in order to switch the mode from mopping and vacuuming and just to vacuuming, you do actually have to remove the mop on the actual vacuum itself. So when the mop is installed, it will always be in mopping mode. If you just want it to vacuum, you do have to remove the mopping, the actual mop itself. So that's the only part where you have to interfere. But if you have the mop installed, don't worry, it won't mop on the carpets. It recognizes it's a carpet and it won't mop there. Now, say you do have hard floor and there's no carpet, but you don't want it to mop a certain area, you can actually create a no mopping area as well. Just like you did the virtual boundary areas, you can actually create a no mopping area as well. So okay to vacuum there, but please don't mop there. You can tell it that as well. So it's incredibly smart. And also, when it recognizes carpet and say it's not in mopping mode, say it's just in vacuuming mode, when it recognizes carpet, it actually increases its power to maximum to really, clean it, thoroughly, which is again something it does automatically. You don't have to tell it to do that, it just knows. Really, really smart. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the app. So I'm going to go back to the app and I'm going to say, for example, you can just click at any point, just click the big blue button at the bottom and it will start a vacuuming, a mop, or whatever you set it to the whole area of the house. However, say you don't want it to do the whole area, say you were just cooking earlier and you made a bit of a mess in the kitchen, you can just go to custom, select that grid and just say, this whole area here, please vacuum this area because, I made a bit of a mess there, and then hit start. And it will automatically start vacuuming in that area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you with the camera of how it works. Okay, so here it is. What I'm going to do is go ahead, tell it to mop that, hoover that area. Click go. And there it is. Off it goes. So essentially now it's going to travel to the area which I told it to, which is, for your information, just around here. So around this island, around that area, that's all it's going to mop. So it's found its boundaries now, and now it's going to do a systematic mopping, systematic clean around this area. So it goes around the corners of the island. Look at that, absolutely fantastic, doing exactly what I asked it to do. Nicely around the washing machine. And at any point, you can look at the app and you can see what it's doing right there. It's first making its way around the island, and now it's going to do a kind of like grid-like pattern all the way around that whole area. So I'm going to let it go ahead and do that, and I will show you when it's kind of halfway there or almost complete. So update, as you can guys see, it's going right on the boundary of the area that I asked it to. And it's basically doing like a square-like pattern all the way around it. Absolutely fantastic. So you can actually see its pattern what it's doing. It first goes all the way round the island, all the way around the actual virtual boundary that I told it to, and then it's doing like a zigzag type motion all the way in between the areas to be really thorough. So far it's cleaned 4 meters squared, and it's only been running for 3 minutes. Now, battery wise, it's incredible. The battery is really good. I got a good I would say a good hour at least of cleaning before the battery got near the end, and I didn't even full charge it. So I would say at least an hour and a half it can do, which is more than enough. See its pattern? Fantastic. Look at that, really thorough. You can see its pattern. Incredible, absolutely incredible. And if you want to know where the laser is that thing right there. It's shooting out. It's shooting out 360. That laser right there, and that knows exactly where it is at all times. Fantastic. Okay, so it's just completed. It took only 3 minutes to do, and as you can see, it's now going to return to the charging area. So let's watch it do that. You don't even have to worry. There we go. It's coming back. You can track its progress on the app if you're not obviously there. And in it goes, lining itself up. Done.
I'm starting to charge. I'm restoring the map. Please do not stand beside me.
And that's it. So in terms of actually how good of a vacuum it is, look at that. Look what it's picked up. I don't even know how it's picked up that. But it's picked up a lot of dirt. That is one vacuum. That's not just the small one I did here. This was a one vacuum I did last night just around the kitchen as a test. And look at that, it's picked up a lot of dirt. This actually picks up more dirt than a manual vacuum. I don't know how it does that because it's so thorough. You got to realize when you're using a manual vacuum, like this is the vacuum I had before, just a simple cordless one. When you're using that, you don't actually realize where you're vacuuming. Okay, you don't realize where you're actually vacuuming. You're not very systematic. There's a lot of areas which a lot of floor which is not actually being vacuumed, but you kind of think you went over it, but you didn't. This does it so systematically, and it maps it out. It really doesn't leave any area untouched unless you tell it to. Absolutely fantastic. So it picks up a hell of a lot of dirt. I mean, the bin isn't too big, but you know, it's really easy to empty. Gotta say, incredible. And this is the mopping thing, so I've put some soapy water in, and you can see when it mopped there, it really has picked up quite a lot of dirt. Very good. So guys, that is it for today. What can I say about the Deebot Ozmo 920? Game changer. Now I know there are a lot of robot vacuums on the market, and I've kind of had a look at all the different ones available. What I can say is, if you want a robot vacuum, there are obviously a few entry steps that you have to consider. Number one, is it really worth it for the type of property you're living in? If you're living in a 1-bedroom flat, let's be honest, you probably won't need a robot vacuum, just because you will have such a small floor plan. A simple cordless, cheap one will do absolutely fine for you. But if you have quite a large open area floor plan, or even it doesn't have to be open area because it actually has quite big wheels. It can go over a few obstacles. I mean, it went over all the obstacles under my sofa, and my sofa's got legs that big, that thick, and it just easily rolled over them. So it can go, between thresholds in rooms and things like that. That's not a problem for it. So as long as you leave the doors open, it can go ahead and just wander around as much as you like. But realistically, if you have a house, it's more likely you're going to want something like a robot vacuum. If you live in a small flat, it's kind of, let's be honest, you can still use it, but I think a lot of people just can't really justify having a robot vacuum if they live in a small flat. Number two, whether you have laminate or carpet really doesn't matter with this. This handles both very well. My front doormat always gets, you know, a lot of dirt into it because it's a doormat, right? It's where you brush your feet off when you come from outside, and it cleaned that fantastically, absolutely spotless. I've never seen it so clean before. So really, carpet wise, it does a fantastic job, I have to say. I'm very impressed with carpet. I would say the only thing that lets it down is the fact it can't climb stairs. But obviously, what robot vacuum can climb stairs? That's ridiculous. But you know, apart from that, if they found a way for it to, you know, have a helicopter blade and just fly upstairs, it would be the greatest thing ever. You know, for my downstairs, it makes complete sense. Hoovering the downstairs of my place here is a pain in the ass. It's, you know, doing it on a daily basis is very hard, and I don't actually do a very thorough job. Not as thorough as what the Deebot does. So obviously you've got to figure out, is a robot vacuum for you? If you can say yes, actually a robot vacuum is for me, so which one do you choose? Now there's many on the market. You get the really entry cheap ones. I actually bought my mum once a cheap sort of robot vacuum, like an entry level. I think it was about £150, and although it looked good on paper, in reality it was terrible. It had no mapping, it didn't know where it's going. The only way it kind of did anything was just by bouncing about. If it hit a hard object, it would turn around until it hit another hard object. So it had there was no system to it. It didn't actually clean thoroughly because it had no clue where it was at any point. So it was really just a pointless purchase, if I'm honest. So the really cheap ones with no mapping, don't even bother with them. You will be very disappointed. You need to get one with mapping. So really you're looking at the more medium, sort of mid, higher entry vacuums like the Deebot. And a Deebot retails for around £470, £480, something around that. Anywhere from £450 to £480. It depends, the price can change obviously. But you're looking at around that kind of price range. And I have to say, for its price, it is very, very good. You do have other brands out there. Dyson is very overpriced. They always claim, you know, to be the best suction. I had a Dyson before, and I have to say the Dyson is actually not that much better. I didn't have a robot Dyson, I had a normal Dyson, a cordless, and I have to say that the Dyson really is no better than a cheap cordless one that I bought from Amazon, which is a kind of unknown brand. £80 is just as good as the Dyson in terms of suction, in terms of usability, and the Dyson was about 300 something pounds. So really, I respect Dyson as a company. I think, you know, they do make good products, but I do think they are massively overpriced. That is my consensus with Dyson. I think because of the brand, they charge a lot, and people will pay that just because it's Dyson. But I think actually quality in terms of what you're getting, sometimes I think you can get a cheaper one that does just as good of a job as a Dyson. That's my personal opinion. You may not agree with that, that's absolutely fine, but that's just my experience with Dyson. So I have to say the Deebot, in terms of where it's priced and what it can do, absolutely 10 out of 10. I really do recommend this. It is a fantastic robot, and it's so damn accurate. It's so damn accurate, and it does a really good job cleaning. What more can you ask for? And it's so easy. You just tell it, hey, start now, or just clean that area, and off it goes. And it does it all for you. You don't even have to do anything. It's a game changer. So all in all, I gotta say 10 out of 10, thumbs up to Deebot. They made a fantastic device here. I will leave a link to it in the description below. I want to thank Deebot again for sending me in this fantastic little vacuum. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and all that good stuff. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and until next time, guys, feed your mind.